Welcome back to Eurovision 365. This is Padraig calling. It has been 3 weeks since the Eurovision Song Contest final. We haven't got time to be sat here on the channel because I'm speaking to one of the grand finalists. That is Marius from Switzerland. Hello.
Hello, everybody. Hi.
Thanks for joining me, Marius. As I say, it's been 3 weeks since the national final, the grand final, and I wonder how have things been from you? Has it been a flurry of activity since you were at the contest? What's been going on since for you?
Hey, it's been. I've never felt something like this. Like this Eurovision experience was unique for me, and I've never had so. I've never felt so much in my body. I've never had so many highs and so many lows, and and since then I'm just like chilling out a bit. But I'm already in. Again, I'm back in the UK. I'm in somewhere around Exeter with my friends. I'm writing new songs, new music, and having a lovely breakfast.
it looks yummy, so it does. So you've got new material coming out then, Marius?
I mean, I thought, okay, the most important thing now after the original is to bring the audience like new people. I mean, new music and show them what kind of artist I am. I think that's the main plan. What's happening after My Boys Do Cry, you know?
Yeah, and it's a beautiful song. And I mean, I don't know if you said it or not. You probably didn't say it, but I react to Eurovision songs when they come out. And the first time I heard Boys Do Cry, because it was a genuine first time watching and reacting to it, I honestly, once the song had ended, I had to pause the recording.
Do you know I am not lying?
Because it impacted me that much. Like I was honestly, I was so emotional after listening to it, and especially the video as well. I think it just was like, even thinking of it now, it's a bit like, it's just contain yourself, all right, What is Boys to Cry? Is that a song? Is that a song about you, Marius, or is it a song about generally speaking? Because boys do cry, and I think it's important to stand on that message.
I think it was one of the most strongest message we had at Eurovision, because it's not, for me it was important to go to Eurovision not with a big song. Like my plan was to go to Eurovision with a song which kind of does a bit the opposite of Eurovision, because it's such a show-off event. It's all about like, look how great I can sing, look how good I look, and we chose this song because it's quite a humble song for my voice too, because I've got really raspy and big voice, and we tried to go like really calm to the event with Juries, and we thought, okay, that could be the plan to win it. But of course it didn't work out. And the song is about I'm quite a tall, big man. I'm like 1.90 m and I'm 150 kilos. And it's about showing vulnerability. And I think showing vulnerability is a really important step for a young man to do this, because I think if you can do this, there's no seed for toxic masculinity. Because if you got the guts to show vulnerability and be vulnerable, it makes you a better man.
Absolutely, 100%. I agree 100% with you. You mentioned before the highs and the lows when you discussed Eurovision. I suppose my natural question to you would be, what were the lows and what were the highs for you?
The highs was, or one of the big high was when I came into the final.
Yeah.
And when I came into final, I nearly crashed the whole table in front of me in the green room. Have you seen the video?
I was watching.
I was like going
racking
crazy
the
on
place.
this table, and then my manager was sitting next to me, and I just threw my elbow into his face like that, and he was like, "Wah!" and he had a quick nosebleed after that. It was like,
no way.
Sorry,
Okay,
bro.
okay.
Yeah. Just like, sorry, bro.
We all see you on Saturday.
Quick! Someone get a doctor!
And then the lows were, of course, getting the 0 points from the audience and just being on the 17th place, you know.
0 points.
But in the end, you know, like looking at it afterwards, it feels. I mean, we're still in front of Germany, Austria, you know. that was the most important thing. As a Swiss guy, like you still stay in front of Germany, Austria, and France, you know. All the neighbors around, you know.
So a little bit of friendly competition going on there between the nations, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Speaking of Germany, I actually spoke to Jandrik from Germany last year after the contest, and he unfortunately, like yourself, got 0 from the public. But what I said to him, I actually shared this story with him, which I'm going to share with you as well, Marius. There's a singer from Norway, he's passed away now, called Jahn Teigen. And back in 1978, and I was born, but back in 1978, he got the first ever really 0 points in the scoring system that we have now, 1 to 12. And people thought his career was ended, but he actually went on to be a huge star. You know, I suppose the reason I'm saying that is because, I suppose the reason I'm saying that to you is because, you know, sometimes the public don't always respond to what we think they're going to respond to, but it doesn't mean that they don't love what you do or love, you know, your song.
But that's a really wonderful story, because we knew when we chose the song, it was a jury song, because I knew the song isn't, because what I like the most about the song, it's a timeless, you know, it's a crooner, it's a 20s song, and it's a timeless track. And if I'll see it in 20 years somewhere on YouTube, I won't be ashamed and go like, yeah, you know, time, you know, I was dressed weirdly. It's a timeless song, and I think that's the most important thing for me as an artist, having this on this Eurovision, having this as a postcard, as a memorable event there.
That's a lovely way to look at it. That's a lovely way to look at it. So you mentioned dress. Were you uncomfortable with what you were wearing, Marius?
No, I like it a lot. I think the dress was really cool. It was kind of like the opposite of the sound thing, and I think that was because if I would have standed there like Michael Bublé, it would be boring, you know. So it's cool to having like this contrast of it. It's a beautiful song, you know, a beautiful song. I love the staging that you had as well. I don't know if you've noticed, but I kind of have the boy in the background here. You maybe can't see it. There he is. What I noticed about the contest, you know, this year particularly, maybe it was because of COVID, etc. The last couple of years we couldn't get together. What I noticed this year was, and going to the pre-parties, like every artist seemed to get on really well at the contest. It seemed like a real friendship developing. I suppose the reason I'm saying this is I noticed Sam Ryder and you had seemed to develop a really good relationship, and he was kind of the first person really to go and say hello to you, you know, after the jury, the public vote. What was that like? What are the lasting friendships you think you'll get or have got from Eurovision? I mean, we stayed in the same hotel as Sam Ryder for 2 weeks. So we were hanging out all the time with the UK delegation. We had in the evening after all the rehearsal, we had some beers and we had some chats, and it was great fun. And now he's doing like a Europe tour, and like my manager is in contact with him, and eventually we could do like a support thing. That would be, of course,
that'd be awesome.
That would be lovely, isn't it?
Yeah, that would be fantastic.
But we'll sort it out. It's always, it's always difficult when an artist has like big label stuff. So you're like, why should we take a little Swiss guy from Switzerland? But
what would you say to that? What would you say? Why should we take? What would you say? What would be your reply?
Why should we take a little Swiss guy from Switzerland?
Yeah. What would you reply to that?
I can sing.
And you can sing. What's your lasting, or do you think will be your lasting memory?
I had a few quite wild nights.
Oh yeah,
it was a lot of fun there.
Okay,
and a few like a lot of fun nights, and like Eurovision is really. I won't forget it so fast because it was. As I told you, I've never felt stuff like I felt it then. It's crazy. What
did you say? You never felt so. What did you feel when you talked about the highs and lows? What was the feeling like? I mean, I'm guessing there's a lot of adrenaline the whole time, and tiredness. Yeah. But what were the feelings that you were having?
I'm doing live music now since about 4 years, and I'm touring Switzerland and Germany, living for music. But I played already like in front of 15,000, 20,000 people. But this one was something else because I felt like a ski driver. Before you drive down the slope, the ski drivers, they always like remembering, closing their eyes, and they remember which way they go.
Yeah.
And that was the moment how it felt before you go onto stage. It's like this coming down preparation. You have like an hour of preparation before you go onto the stage and play in front of 200 million people.
Yeah.
And it feels like Olympia a bit. I think I have a good friend of mine, Pat. He's an Olympic snowboarder, and he says he told me, I think that's the same preparation for Olympia, because you're working with something like for a long time, then it all comes down to those 3 minutes.
Absolutely, and that's the thing. It seems to last for a long time, the build up, and then it's all over like so quickly, isn't it?
And then it's over. Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, but it's not over because you are continuing on, and you're in UK, as you say right now, and you've got new material coming, and sounds like it's a tour coming, so it's definitely not over for Marius Bear. It's definitely not. It's getting even better, you might say.
Yeah, of course.
I don't know if there's anything else I would like to say other than I think, you've done your country proud, and I would say also that I would just thank you for taking the time out to chat to me. I know you're very busy, especially today, so I do appreciate having you on the channel, so thank you so much for that.
Thank you so much. Thank you, guys. I wish you all a wonderful day, and have a listen to my music. We just released, or we're going to release a new song in 2 weeks, and we're still on it, doing music videos and all the stuff. And if you want some time, come over for a show. That would be nice to see some of the Eurovision guys again, and lots of love. Bye-bye.
Listen, you have the best day, and thank you so much for your time.